I told you that I didn't like the white forks on this Sur Ron for visual reasons, but they're also not that great of forks. So today we're going to trudge through and hopefully replace the forks. The instructions for replacing these headsets can be found online because I got the Luna Cycle tapered bearing headset to replace these. They're just a lot better. And yeah, since I'm changing my forks out, I might as well change the headset out. Nothing really to do to start except for loosening everything and taking all the fork and the headset and the stem off. This stem is not integrated into our forks. It doesn't have a whatever clamp set up. So all we do is loosen things and take them off. Kind of funny story. I've been running around town trying to get another star nut so that we can tighten down our headset. And lo and behold, I open up the headset kit and it comes with another star nut. So now I got two extras. Because first I'm going to make all the mistakes on my bike. And then the green bike, which I sold to my buddy, then we're going to replace his. So first, mistakes on my bike. Then mistakes on his bike shall be made. All right, let's see. This one has a clamp, also has a spacer. We have a clamp on the top clamp that is clamping to the tube. Just a few more times I need to use the word clamp in the sentence. So we unclamp the clamp. Right there you can see the part line. And then we have to unclamp the clamp from the stanchions, the fork tubes, if you will. And then this top crown will slide off. So is this a triple clamp? This is a triple clamp double crown? Is it a triple clamp triple crown? Do you consider the bolted on 20 millimeter axle a crown, since it is nice and rigid and stiff like a crown should be? Or do you only consider these two portions crowns? Let me know. Last time I asked this, there was no consensus at all on what was considered what. There we go. That piece comes off. I'm gonna yoink that spacer. Here, 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 here. And then, supposedly, oh, this is still connected. I guess I need to take off my brakes first before I try to take everything apart. Should have already done that, but whatever. We're just gonna pretend that I meant to do that. We'll set that there just for security, because this is gonna try to fly away from me. All right, here's the question. Do I have the right one? Yes, I do. Did I tighten it properly? Yes, I did. Oh, even put a little extra there, just so you would know. Oh, are these the stock brakes? No, these aren't the stock brakes. I replaced them. No, oh no, that's an aftermarket. That's an MT5. The rear brakes are still stock. And hopefully this post mount will work with the new forks that are also post mount. I really hope they'll line up. There's no telling. There's no telling if that old fork that I got was made for 203 millimeter rotor or not. Worst case scenario, we'll have to space it out. Best case scenario, let's just go bolt right up. I'm just gonna put my fingers on that rotor. Get some nice grease on there. Grease helps rotors work, right? Let me know in the comments what favorite grease that you like to put on your rotor. All right, now what size is this? Who knows? Oh, we hot Ergo Stars know. I'm gonna guess it's a 2.5. Bam. 2.5. Oh. There we are. Losing parts. Perfect. Okay, we'll set these aside. Now these forks should slide off, and hopefully we won't lose a bunch of parts when that happens. Get this out of the way. Then I'll just need to lift the bike up a little bit, and hopefully she'll slip right out. Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. Hey, it worked. Now, this portion is called the lower race, the bearing race for your headset. Normally, if you're switching out forks and you don't have a new headset, you would need to pull this off. The hack way to do it is to get a flat-headed screwdriver and you kind of wedge it underneath there, kind of, you know, tap it around. Try not to completely mung it up. The proper way is, it's called a race deinstallation tool, where you essentially get it underneath that crown race, and then it's got like a dead blow action that pops it right off without damaging it. Hopefully it does have kind of like a blade to get underneath it. You have to tighten the blade a couple times as you dead blow it up. But yeah, there we go. This is off. I'm gonna set it right here. Hopefully it's not gonna run away. Bam. Ha ha ha. Now we need to uninstall the old headset and install our new headset cups. So I'm gonna come back over here, see what pulls out. All right. None of that actually pulls out. So I'm just gonna start stacking over here. And I have this tool. This is for 1.1/8" headsets, cup removal tool from Park. I don't think it's gonna actually splay open enough to get these cups out normally. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have to go around the edge and continuously try to de-install it. Just like normal, you gotta compress the tool to get it through there. There's a chance it may open wide enough. Nope. So I'm gonna just have to go around in circles to hopefully de-install this headset. And normally I would say without damage, but since I'm not reusing these, then it doesn't really matter. I might have to get a real hammer. No, it's coming out. And I'm just going back and forth, up and down. Oh yeah, that's a good way to run a race. Yeah, it's coming out. Rather slow. Yeah, that's usually how it comes out. I don't really care about those. Part of it is on the cameraman's nuts, so I'm not gonna go grabbing for that. But now we need to do it in the opposite side. This is actually a standard 1.1/8" on top, I reckon. So it's gonna be the same process. Let me get these out of the way so I can swing the hammer a little bit. And just like the bottom, it's probably gonna come out with some force. It's gonna swing. There it is, one piece mostly. A little damage from hitting the concrete. This was an unsealed headset, really nothing special about it, so we'll just gather up our pieces. Yep, nice little concrete dust on that one. That's good for the bearings. Oh yeah, you always want your bearings to be super clean. You know, I'd totally throw that into a bike and have bad dreams at night. But you know, if you're going to reuse this, you're switching out. If you're switching out your forks and you're not switching out your headset, then you don't have to get the old headset out. And now we get the pleasure of installing the new headset, and we will see. We'll see. Lunicycle gave us this tool along with it to basically beat the cups in. I'm sure that's what this is for. But I also have a headset installation tool, a headset press, and I can't find it. We just moved around a lot of my tools in the shop, and it went on a walkabout. So we will hopefully be able to just slide this in. I want to make sure that before I start hitting that it is aligned. And honestly, I could just hit the cups straight on. I mean, yeah, see, and that's what happens when you don't have a press. It tries to go in sideways. It's going to mar up my cups. It looks like this actually fits inside possibly, which we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to try again. It's not wanting to stay aligned. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I can see why that would maybe be easier for people that have big fingers, but I don't. So I can get in here and come on now. We gotta make sure this is going in straight, and without a press, it's a hassle. Don't hassle the Hoff now. So we will try to get this going in straight. So once it's in straight, then we can just do square hits. Hopefully square. There you go, and you can hear it seat. And the note changed, so to speak. Now we get to do the same on the bottom. The instructions said on the terribly done YouTube video that had an annoying song playing over it instead of a voiceover, it said to install our headset into the cups first and then install it, which if you're using a press, that's fine. When you're using a hammer, guess what falls out? Your bearings is what falls out. I'm not even gonna have you guess. So I'm not installing the bearings first because they're just gonna pop out. Yeah, it's already wanting to go in a little crooked. That tells us that the head tube is slightly ovalized, or these cups are slightly ovalized. I can tell you which one, you know, it rocks on a certain angle, and if you turn the cup and the rocking changes, then you can tell which one is slightly ovalized. It does look like they reamed this surface out, but there's still some pitting. It's not, you know, you can see from the old installation, the first installation, all the swarf from that job. Ideally, I would ream this back out. If this was a high-end mountain bike, I would totally take it. I don't have a reamer myself, but I would definitely take it to a shop that had a reamer. Yeah, I can feel a nasty old gouge. That was probably from me de-installing the last one. I probably hit it with my tool as it was coming out that last little bit. Yeah, that's a bad gouge. I feel like I should probably do something about that. Let's see, do I have a knife to cut that off, or I don't have any sort of file, and I need to have a round file for that. You know, we're just gonna, it's aluminum on aluminum. I hate to do this, and if I didn't say anything, you wouldn't know that I'm doing it, but I'm just gonna go for it. There we go. We got, my thumb hit there. We got a millimeter started, so now I need to give her the old, give her the mayonnaise here. And I can tell that it is stuck right now on that gouge. I really, come on now. And there's a little lip on the inside. I'm not sure if this is going to go all the way to the edge like the top cup did. I'm going to give it a couple of smacks. And all right, now we're going to put these ball bearings in. We have the races. These inner races go on the inside of our headset cups, and the outer races go on the outside, just like that. But we do want to grease it, so I'm going to drop this guy in. Oh, please just slide in. Hey, how about that? And then that race goes in. Oh, I see. I did it wrong. This race goes into the cup, like so. Get these out of my hands. So it should just drop in. Now, I can understand why they would say that you need to put these in first, because once you beat the cups into the frame, if there's any ovalization, then it's going to be a lot harder to get this race in. Ideally, that's what we would have done. But since I beat those in, yeah, they would just jump right back out. So, and this may be the time to get that piece of plastic out that Luna gave to us. All right, I feel like I may need a proper hammer to go any further, although that looks like it may be all the way seated. Almost, it's really close. I can feel with a real hammer that it is actually seated now. There's a solid bottoming. Double check. I don't see a gap down in there. There looks like it's evenly seated. It's a tapered headset, so if it ends up bedding more over time, I can just tighten down the headset a little more. So there we go. Oh yeah, so the bottom one now. This one's gonna be real fun. Upside down installation. Since it's an electric, I guess I could just, you know, turn it upside down. But now I'll do it the hard way. And maybe, just maybe, this one will seat a little easier. But since there was a burr, I know good and well the side of that is gonna be ovalized. After going up a few sizes of persuasion, ovalizing my head tube and ruining a bottom cup, we have determined that I'm gonna have to take this to somewhere that has a press, because I can't find my press, of course. Love it when my stuff gets cleaned up, because, you know, we all need a clean workspace. At any rate, we're gonna sign off for today, because now I'm stuck and I gotta take it to a motorcycle shop. So, if you are installing cups into your frame, I recommend you either have your press tool beforehand or you take it to a professional so that you don't whack it in crooked and screw up your headset. So, best advice I can give you today. Signing off for now. Have a good one. We are back after a fresh day of rest, or a fresh night of rest, whichever it is, and now the bike is actually back together. I didn't take it to a bike shop and I didn't find my press, but what we did is we uninstalled the lower headset cup. We cleaned out that surface because it had got a nice burr in it. Just cleaned it out with a knife, honestly. It's aluminum, not a big deal. And then we had to redo everything. But what I found along the way was that the top headset cup was too tall, so I had to use the old headset cup for a low enough stack height, the new headset cup on bottom, and then to get our bottom bearing in, it wasn't sliding on the, what would be the crown, the race, the steering tube. It wasn't sliding all the way down to where the crown race goes on the steering tube. So what did I do to the ball bearing? I heated it up in the oven at 450 for about 10 minutes, and that sucker just dropped right on. It was beautiful, and I wish you had seen it on camera, because for the first 15 minutes I was like, there's no way I'm jamming this sucker on, like it's gonna damage the bearing, it's gonna blow out the race, there's no way that it's possible. And then yeah, a couple of minutes in the oven and it just dropped right on. It's gonna be really hard to get off though. So there's a joke in there somewhere. Next thing we had to do, tighten up the headset properly. With the old top of the headset, it doesn't quite stay tight. What I would do ideally is replace this top with like a Cane Creek that had the compression nut on top, like it's a cone with a separator, and yeah, it works a lot better. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of wiggling this back and forth. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need a little bitty spacer underneath this top crown in between the headset. You can see there's just a little bit of wiggle, and I'm not able to really get that out. So I'll have to ride to a bike shop, get a little washer, because all I've got is like stack, big stack washers here. All right, so we routed our stuff. We got that tight as we can. And then we tighten our upper to 5 Newton meters. It says so right there, 5 Newton meters, which is about a half Ugga Dugga. You don't wanna overdo these. Too many Ugga Duggas will Ugga those threads right out. But we got the headlight kind of on. We got the top crown on. And from my seat of the pants feel up here on the dock, these forks feel so much better. They are still air forks, but I believe it may just be air on one portion of them. I'll have to look them up. I forget if these are totally air or if they're spring air. I feel like they're probably spring air, but I don't know. Boxers. These things are beefy but not too heavy. Big old stanchions. Half an Ugga Dugga. And I'm going to just make sure that I got a proper half. Yeah, yeah. Yep, cool. So that was it. Just a lot of frustrations, busted knuckles, jammed myself with a hammer in the finger, slammed a hammer onto my thumb. You know, it's all good times. I would definitely recommend, though, get a headset press if you're going to do this for yourself, or take it to a shop. There we go. So just a teeny little bit of tick of play in our headset right now. It's actually no worse than it was before, which says a lot. But, oh yeah, these feel good. May have changed my steering angle a little bit. We'll see. So I'm just going to ride off into the sunrise, I guess, this morning. If you got any questions about it, leave your comments down below. But yeah, got her done. Thanks for tuning in.